Welcome to Begin, Build, Blossom, your business journey with Clarita, the podcast where we will discuss valuable insights, resources, and motivation to fuel your entrepreneurial spirit. Let's build a supportive community together. Subscribe now to Begin, Build, Blossom, and let's embark on your business journey. Let's pause for a moment to hear from our sponsors. You've built a name for yourself through hard work and dedication, but does managing the business side feel like a distraction from your true passion? Are you dealing with unmanaged finances? CME Accounting LLC is here to help. We specialize in organizing your financial records, allowing you to focus on what you do best. With organized books, you'll have more time for what inspires you. Whether that's expanding your influence, building relationships, or simply enjoying life. Don't let unmanaged finances hold you back. Reach out to CME Accounting LLC today and let us help you thrive. Visit our website www.cmeaccountingllc.com or email us at admin@cmeaccountingllc.com. All right, let's jump back into our conversation. Woo-hoo, let's celebrate. Time truly flies when you're having fun. We have so much to celebrate today. If I had a good singing voice, I'd burst into song, which you probably thought I was about to do earlier. But let's settle for celebrating with this episode. We're a year since we launched this podcast. This is our 48th episode, not counting the trailer, of course. And it all started on February 22nd, 2024. That date was extra special because it coincided with the 45th anniversary of independence for my birth country, Saint Lucia. And now, as we celebrate our first podcast anniversary, Saint Lucia is marking its 46th year of independence. Congratulations to all Saint Lucians. I am so proud to be Saint Lucian, and I'm also very proud to be speaking today with one of Saint Lucia's most talented sons. He's none other than Naja Sakey Simeon. Let's dive in. Welcome to another episode of our podcast, Begin, Build, Blossom, Your Business Journey. And today we have with us Naja Sakey Simeon. His artist name Sakey. He's an artist from Saint Lucia, and his work transforms public spaces into vivid galleries that honor the island's rich culture and history. From the captivating tribute to Coach Cassius Glasgow to his latest masterpiece celebrating the world's fastest woman, Julien Alfred, Sakey infuses every piece of art with passion and purpose. Join us as we delve into his creative journey. Welcome, Sakey. How are you?
Doing great. Thank you for that great introduction. Thank you.
You're most welcome. And somebody like you, of course, needs no introduction, but
well, we're not viral yet.
And Sakey and I, we go way back, right, Sakey?
That's right. That's right.
Yes, we both attended Swozell Secondary School together. And were we at the Lewis at the same time? I believe we were.
Maybe. I was at Teachers College while most of my colleagues were at A level. So we were probably in different departments. So we would not cross paths. But we did grow up in the same community,
Yes,
right?
yes.
Library, Swozell, Saltibus.
And we also attended the same university, Grambling State University. So
amazing thing.
We've been
across a continent.
Yes, we've been on quite a journey together. Well, Sakey, I've been so impressed with all what you've been doing. So I've been trying to get you on here for a very long time. So I'm just so...
Yeah, it's been a journey.
Yes, I'm so happy you're here with us today. So let's get started. We'll get started with a segment we call Rapid Fire. And that is a way to get to know you better. So we always ask for 2 words. 1 word that describes you now, and 1 word you would have used to describe yourself as a child.
Well, now, 1 word that describes me now as an artist is hungry. And a word that describes me as a child, a daydreamer.
Usually I don't ask, but can you tell us a little bit more about why those 2 words?
Well, right now, I think, at this point in my life, of the saying, starving artist. People consider artists as a starving artist, but I never consider myself as a starving artist. I always say I'm a hungry artist and I'm going to get out there, put in the work and do what I need to do to be able to be successful in this business. As a child, I was very, very shy, very timid. You probably don't even remember me at school because I didn't really stand out, but I was always observing and looking at things and what people call daydreaming. But I was always very observant, quiet. I was so into my mind and myself and looking at things that I didn't even have time to make friends and talk and run around.
Okay, well, thank you. Nobody can miss this tall, handsome guy in school. So even though you didn't say much, you were noticed. All right. So what is the name of your business and what do you do in business?
Well, the name of my business is Sakey. That's the general name. And we have Sakey Productions, Sakey Art, and Sakey Designs. So I do everything from production, art, which is fine art, and design work. So I design product labels, like some of them you can see in the background here. I design logos. I design the murals that I'm about to paint before I paint them. And I also do fine art painting, which is what I was trained in at university.
Okay, great. And can you tell us a little bit about the Piton collaboration?
Right here. I have it on this tumbler, right? The Piton collaboration was a limited edition label I did for the Piton Bear Saint Lucia 45th independence anniversary. We have a few empty bottles here, We don't keep bear lying around. But it was a very surprising kind of collaboration. I was telling a friend, man, we drink so much Piton Bear while we're painting these murals because it's so hot and we're walking in the hot sun and the direct heat. We're on ladders, scaffoldings, and cranes. And to cool off, we drink some Piton Bear. And I'm like, you know what? Piton should pay us because we drink so much Piton. And then I get a call. Piton is asking me to do the limited edition label for them for 2024 independence, which was a great surprise, but I took full advantage of it. And I came up with this triptych. So this is the full image. You can get it on shirts, tumblers, caps, beach towels, bags, everything. But you can also get it in this beautiful little tumbler. You can go to the beach and put your feet on.
Nice. I love it, Sakey. And are you doing this full-time or part-time?
I am a full-time artist.
Okay, great.
So I teach full-time as well, but I'm teaching art, so I am an artist. I also do my murals, my productions, and my fine art painting full-time. So everything I do is art-related.
Okay, great. And how many years have you been in business?
As Sakey Productions?
Yes.
I think as Sakey, I registered the business how many years ago? Not even sure. Probably about 10 years ago.
That reminds me of when you say you've always been doing art, it reminds me of our school reunion, the artwork that you did for our backdrop. That was before you were officially a business, right?
Maybe that was before I registered the business, but I was already doing business, right?
Right, yes. Oh my gosh, I just love that piece of art. Okay, so tell us one of the highest highs that you've had in business so far.
The highest highs I've had in business, I don't know if I've reached the highest high. I'm still chasing that, but I've had some really good moments, like painting the Julien Alfred mural, painting the Emancipation mural, the pyramids. Like every job I get is a high. So I don't know if there's the highest high. I'm still looking for that summit. The top of every mountain is the base of a next. So it's not yet the highest high.
That is true. But thanks for sharing all of that with us. So can you think of one of the not so good moments that you've had?
I've always had good moments, man. One of the best moments I've had would be probably the worst for a lot of people. That'll be during COVID. Everybody was like losing stuff and losing family members and losing their jobs. But during COVID, I was in my studio painting. A lot of businesses were renovating and doing small repairs and murals and stuff. So I've not really had low moments. I just take advantage of every moment.
Okay, all right. And is there a particular book or a movie that you'd recommend?
I will go with a book. 2 books that I really love and I keep going back and reading them would be Richest Man of Babylon and The Art of War by Sun Tzu. But I do have many other books that I love reading. But these books, these 3 books, I always go back to them and I always get something new, like I'm reading it for the first time. So, Richest Man of Babylon, which is that's when I really entered my business mind. And Art of War by Sun Tzu was when I was building the business and just kind of getting the mindset of a warrior and, just establishing good habits. These are the 2 books that I always go back to.
Okay, great. Thanks for sharing that with us. All right. So now we'll move on to the begin segment. And here I like to start by asking, do you remember the first time you actually thought about starting a business?
So the first time I thought about it, where it really hit, because I was always doing art. People always asked me to sell something or create something. So people were always willing to throw money at what I did. When I really thought I should start a business was at the Taiwan Expo. Can't remember what year, but I was invited to the Taiwan Expo. They were like, boy, you're doing so much great work. Come to the Taiwan Expo. First thing you have to do is tell us your business name. I was like, it's not registered. And they're like, no problem. Here you go, register it and get all this stuff sorted and do everything. And then you can have a business and then you can have a book. So that was when I was kind of forced to register the business, because I was just making art and selling art. It was a business, but without being registered. So at that Taiwan Expo, the first and only one I did, I had the business registered and I showcased my work, and it took off from there. Really, I never went back to the Taiwan Expo because the business just kept growing.
Oh, okay. Wow. All right. And you say that you've always been creating art. Maybe let's go back a little bit back to your childhood days and tell us, where did this love for art start?
I told you at the beginning, I was a daydreamer. So my mother would always be saying, "Let's go, Bela." You know what that means, right? So I'm like, but I'm not Kobe, and it's not like I'm not lost. I was just observing things. Okay, you see the cow grazing, you stop and you look at it. And then later in class, the teacher wants to draw a cow, but nobody knows how to draw a cow. Why? Because nobody observed for any amount of time what a cow would look like. And they would call me to draw the cow. I'm like, but that's easy. Like, I saw a cow this morning. I can draw the cow. Or draw a tree. I mean, there's trees all around you. I always used to be looking at things, the trees, the leaves, everything. And then I'll be able to quickly recreate them from my imagination. And I think it's because I was observing, daydreaming, just being in the moment. So that's what I remember as a child. But I cannot remember waking up and say, okay, today I want to be an artist. I have no recollection of the first drawing, the first moment, no, nothing like that. It's just always been there.
All right. I just found that really funny when you said, your mom would say, "Let's go, Bela." So for those who don't know, that means like basically stop staring, right?
So,
I mean, the whole
so
daydreaming tells us what that means, but just wanted to make sure I added that.
daydreaming is the easiest English word I can come up with. But when you see children just staring at something, they're observing, they're taking notes in their brain. That's what's really happening.
Yeah, and we all have a different level of appreciation, and it sounds like for you saw it in a whole different way, like just that cow or that tree. I would probably look at it and see something else, but you see so much more.
You just keep going.
Yeah. And that reminds me, sometimes I wonder, like, how often do we even look up to the sky, right? Like, there's so much beauty around us, and we really just don't take it all in.
Not just the sky. I'm everywhere.
Yeah, agreed. And you talked a little bit earlier about when you with the Taiwanese event, that's when you had to register it. So what did that process look like? Was it you went to a certain department and you filled out a few forms, you opened a bank account?
The process was surprisingly easy. I mean, SEDU, Small Enterprise Development Unit of the government, they really help you out. You go to their office and they tell you, hey, do this, do that, find a name. Then you go to the business registry, then you register it after they do the name search and your name was there. So I registered mine as Saki. So Saki is my nickname, my alias is the name everybody calls me because my full name is Naja Sakey Simeon. A very strange name for an island boy living in the forest. And everybody was like, that's too long to say. We'll just call you Sakey. So the name just stuck. And when I started tagging and doing my signature in secondary school, just writing on the walls and, you leaving your mark. It started very young. So I developed my little signature, like my little graffiti style writing that I would quickly mark as many walls as I could anywhere I go. Being a little deviant. But that's how Sakey started.
All right.
And I
And
registered the business as Sakey.
nice. And then I guess you had to do more things like open a bank account and other official stuff like that.
That's right. The bank accounts and getting the credit cards and making sure your accounts show. That I'm still doing. I'm still developing in that stage. I now have an accountant, so we're working on it.
Well, that's great. I'm happy to hear that. Okay, so do you remember the very first project or your first client? But I know you had persons you worked with before you officially started the business and after. So maybe just tell us about one that really stands out for you.
I have a few of those. So one, I remember I was at university, at Grambling State University. Yes, we went there together. I'm at the art department and I did a painting. And one of the ladies from, what is it? I can't remember. Like there's a group of people who support the school. I don't know what they call them, but she's
The Alumni Association?
some alumni. Yeah, she was definitely an alumni, and they came from the president's ball. There's, what do they call this time of year where all people come?
Homecoming?
It's homecoming, and there was a president's ball and whatever. And she saw one of my paintings, and she came to the art department, and she said she wanted to buy the painting. How much would it cost? And I had no idea what price to sell my painting. So I had to now liaise with my professor. He's like, hey, professor, what do you think? And how much I should sell this painting? And I remember selling that painting for $700. And that was the most amount of money I've had at that time in one piece. I was so excited. Like I could make a painting. I could just do this in the night. And tomorrow somebody will give me $700 for it. I was so excited. I painted the whole night after that because I was thinking that another painting would sell for $700 and I could just print my own money or paint my own money. But of course, that doesn't work like that, right? Sell a painting every day. And of course, $700 now, I mean, the price of my painting has gone up significantly, but that was a very beautiful moment. I also remember my first murals were for free. We did them in schools, community service. We just did it for fun. Paints were donated. We got a group of people together, mainly Rotaractors, the South Rotaractors and Lions Club and Rotary Club. And we'd get together on a chosen weekend. We'd normally use a weekend where everyone is partying. So Independence Weekend or, where people are out and about. And we would choose a wall, get the design and start painting. So the murals started as a community group thing and they just kept growing, but I'm still doing community murals.
Let's pause for a moment to hear from our sponsors. You've built a name for yourself through hard work and dedication, but does managing the business side feel like a distraction from your true passion? Are you dealing with unmanaged finances? CME Accounting LLC is here to help. We specialize in organizing your financial records, allowing you to focus on what you do best. With organized books, you'll have more time for what inspires you, whether that's expanding your influence, building relationships, or simply enjoying life. Don't let unmanaged finances hold you back. Reach out to CME Accounting LLC today and let us help you thrive. Visit our website www.cmeaccountingllc.com or email us at admin@cmeaccountingllc.com. All right, let's jump back into our conversation. Oh, wow. I love that. So when did it transition from something you did, well, you continue to do anyway as community service, so now people actually employ you or engage with you to do that for them, right?
Well, you gotta pay the bills. And sometimes when you're out there doing this community murals, it's more fun than actual artwork. We are doing artwork and everyone is painting and contributing, but a lot of paint is wasted, a lot of time is wasted, and the art is normally lacking in some sense, as not everyone is a professional. But when people really want professional work, I have to step up and get my small team together and go and get it done.
Okay. So I think that would be a good time to talk about your latest one,
Mm-hmm.
the fastest woman in the world, this huge mural that you did. Tell us, how did that come about? How did you feel doing that? And anything you'd like to add?
Well, that mural was a challenge. I felt like the fastest muralist in the world because I had to do this mural in like 2 weeks. It was like a 3-story building, a huge mural, and I had to just get it out of the way just before she was on island to do the unveiling. So I had to do it in record time. I had a lot of support from the community and the ministry that commissioned it, the school principals, the teachers, everybody was very supportive and my team was there to get it done. It was a great experience and I knew it would reach a lot of people, but a lot of people are now referencing that mural as, the mural. It's like, oh, you don't do that. And I'm like, yeah, I've been doing a few murals around the island. Actually, I have over 100 murals on the island. And they were like, what, over 100? Well, we only know that one. So now they start seeing the same style of artwork all over. And it's like, oh, now I see. I'm seeing your work everywhere. So now I tell them it's few walls that I have not painted. I stopped counting the walls that I've painted. But the goal is to make the entire island an outdoor art gallery. So putting paint where it ain't. That's the plan.
I love that. And just the unveiling of that. I mean, 3 stories. When I saw it, I was like, what amazing work. And second thing there for me was, how do you even get something like that done? So it's amazing that you're able to achieve that. I love it.
As you may know, Clarissa, right? I was an art major. I was also an engineering major. So a lot of my work and the way I get them done is very scientific. We have cranes, scaffolding. We use different styles of projection. I mean, there's a lot of things that goes into the painting. It's not just making it look like the person. There's a lot of work, a lot of equipment, choosing the right materials to make sure the painting lasts. So the business is more than just being an artist in the studio. It entails a lot.
Right. And you're the right man for the job. I know that. So, and
I'm the only man for the job.
Stand corrected. The only man for the job. So Saki, tell me, how has things changed for you since that mural? Because I mean, this is seen around the world.
Where I am here in the little countryside, things are normal. People treat you the same way. You walk around and people start recognizing you in the supermarket and they call you by names. Everybody, Saki, and I'm saying hi, hi, hi. But I don't know who's calling me because, they just know that's Saki. So things have changed slightly, but it's still nice, peaceful, quiet, just how I like it.
Great. Okay. So we're going to move on now to the build segment. And we ask her about the boldest move that you've made since starting. And we've already talked about so many bold and amazing things that you've done. But I'd still like to just leave that question there to see if there's anything you'd like to add there.
Boldest thing is putting a team together, getting a team of artists. First, it was a team of friends. We were friends, having fun. We would paint over a case of beer and some chicken. So after the mural, we have a barbecue and we have some beer somewhere by the beach. And that was it, right? Because we were not getting paid. But when you start getting paid for the murals, you have to take care of your team. So the boldest move I did was I started to employ people to work with me. And that was a bit difficult and very bold at the time because now you're on the clock, you're getting paid. Boss is getting stricter. It's no more fun and games. Well, not until the end, right? So that was a big move.
So it sounds like it's the same team. It's just that the circumstances change where it's not just a fun project. This is an actual paid project, but the same people were involved.
Yeah, at the beginning, but the same people have moved on. People grow, people get married, people have children. But the team, I bring people in and out. So the team changes. So, if I'm doing a mural in Grosile, I might have part of the team from there. If I'm doing a mural in Vieux-Fort and the Grosile team cannot come down and spend 12 hours, work through the night kind of vibe, then we get artists from the south. So the team evolves everywhere we go.
Okay, and how do you actually get people to work? Like, how do you know the people you're working
I
with?
mean, Saint Lucia is small, so I know most of the artists, and we just reach out Instagram, WhatsApp, and people come to you and be like, "Yo, check me when you have a next job." So you have that contact. So they see you and you're like, "Yeah, I have a job. Do you want to come on board?" And if you like the way that person works, then you kick them.
Okay, great. And that takes us to networking part of things. So sounds like you have quite a lot of artists in your network. So that helps you when it comes to getting the work done.
Emerging artists, that's very important because I don't think you can pay prominent artists doing mural work, as mural work is hard work. So I like to work with emerging artists.
Okay, great. And I'm sure for them it is an honor to work with you.
I hope so.
So it's a win-win there.
I hope so. Yeah.
All right. And what kind of events do you attend? Like what does networking in general look like for you?
Networking is, I mean, I attend as many events that I can. Gallery openings, shows, when they have Nobel Laureate Week and Independence, any cultural activity, I would normally try my best to attend. I've been invited to a lot of the other small events around the place, even regional events like the Caribbean Contemporary Art Show that we just had in Mustique. Two of my pieces made it to that show and both of them sold, so that's great. So any chance I get to mingle with local, regional, and international artists, I always take the opportunity. And I've been a judge or a consultant on many other like small art shows within the district, like, Library and Schwozel or London competition. CF knows me and my work, so they would call me up and be like, "Hey, can we do this?"
Okay, great. And I'm just remembering you paint shoes as well, right? I remember that was one of those things you started with. Do you still do that?
I don't have time to do that. I used to customize sailors, yeah, Converse, because canvas is canvas, and I always wanted to do wearable art. So even before I had this deal, right, with Sea Cotton Shop, which is putting my artwork on everything from caps to shirts to tumblers to hoodies to beach towels, I used to paint it on things myself. So painting on the shoes was just another thing that I wanted to put my artwork onto. Any opportunity that I got to put my artwork on something, I did.
Would you mind telling us a little bit more about the deal that you mentioned with Sea Island
All right.
Cotton?
So Sea Cotton I did a few works with them, a few murals on their Robert T. Hamilton estate included, and they wanted to add some of my artwork onto their products. And that's the first time a company is doing a artist line with artwork from a local artist, a Saint Lucian artist, right? I shouldn't say local artist, a Saint Lucian artist on their souvenirs instead of everything coming from China and we don't know who really designed it. This is actual work that you can find around the island, and now you can purchase part of that work and travel with it. So we have over 20 designs that they're working with, and it's on the products from tumblers to caps to shirts to towels to kitchen mittens that you can collect, purchase, buy, fridge magnets, tumblers. Did I say tumblers? Tumblers.
I can see that you really love your tumblers.
Tumblers. And when you're in the Caribbean, you need your drink to stay cold. So it's hot. You need a cold drink. It's functional, and you will be using it for many, many, many years afterwards. So that was a great opportunity.
May I add, very beautiful. Every time you bring it up to take your drink, I just
You
admire it.
need, I
So
need to send you one.
yes, I'll be following up with you on
On your
that, and I will
next,
be looking out for.
visit, you have to come and get it. You have to come to Saint Lucia.
I look for any opportunity to come to Saint Lucia. So yes, I'll come just to get some of your work, and yeah, I will definitely look out to see more of the work that comes from the Sea Island Cotton Shop. Yeah, and Saki, do you sign that? Like, do I know it's coming? Like, that's your design. You sign everything, right?
Yes, all of them are signed. Okay, so you see the little Saki here. It's on it. You'll not see it, right? But it comes in a box. So the box, right, would have a write-up on the artist. The box has a map where you can find murals. This map has to be updated because I've done so many murals added. And in here, you have the product. So that's a tumbler in there. All right. So that's one of the tumblers. We have many designs. Okay. So we have puzzles as well, and everything is signed and there's a write-up. So you know you're getting it from the artist.
Okay, that's important to me.
And you can keep the box. And a lot of people have called me when they buy the product. They're like, hey, I'm getting this here. Can you sign it for me? Like they want me to autograph it. So for some reason, I've done a few autographs. People buy the work or the goodies or the tumblers and they bring it to me to autograph it for them.
Okay, I may need you to do some to autograph some stuff for my friends next time I come and I'm looking for stuff to bring back.
It's crazy to think I'm autographing stuff as madness.
But you are. Here you are. Building, blossoming. Nice. Yes. So no, with all that success, Saki, how do you manage the administrative part of things? I know you mentioned you now have an accountant. What was the process like? And how has that changed your life having an accountant?
Well, I mean, my life is harder now. I have to keep bills and receipts and oh my God, I was just having fun. But now I have goals and I have to, send stuff. But I have to first make up my mind to build. So not just to continue making art, but continue making more art, bigger art, better art. So having the accountant, keep things in check, keep my expenses in check, keep my income in check. Having my team, because we do a postmortem after every mural to see how much paint did we buy, what colors did we use the most. Now I have a deal with Harris Paints where I have a color palette with them. And that color palette is advertised through the store. So you can get the Sakey color palette at Harris Paints. So you can, if you want Sakey
Really?
colors in your house, you can get that. So that was something we did throughout the Caribbean. And Saint Lucia has one artist and one designer on that list. So throughout the region, anywhere you go in a Harris Paint store, you can get the Sakey palette and spruce up your house in these bright colors. So the administration, I mean, I have my team. My wife has been such a great help in coordinating stuff, making sure I don't forget that brush and don't forget this piece of equipment because, I will be traveling a long way to do a painting. So it's been helping. Yeah.
Yes, yes. It sounds like you have a very good support system, and that has been working out great for
It's
you.
working out. Yeah.
All right, that's good. So that takes us now to the Blossom segment. And here we just want you to tell us a little bit about what success means to you.
I know what success would look like. Can I tell you what success would look like to me?
Okay.
Success would look like the family house on the hill of a few acres of land around it, a studio on the north side, separate from the house, where I can stay and spend as much time as I want working, and a garden and a few farm animals. That would be success for me.
Nice. Well, I wish you all of that and more.
Thank you.
And it sounds like you really like your solitude. Is that so?
All artists, it's something that we need. All great work, or should I say no great work, is done without great solitude. So if you see somebody doing something and it's like, it looks easy and you're like, how did you do that? That person spent a lot of time alone doing that. So now when they do it in front of you and they put it on a show and they do it good and flawless, is because they spent a lot of time alone doing it.
Yeah. Thank you for that insight there. And that is true. Yes, that is definitely true. Okay, we are going to now move on to the closeout segment. And we like to ask here, are there about 3 tips that you'd like to share with someone who's looking to follow in your footsteps or just trying to start business in general?
All right, 3. I have many tips, but let me give you 3. To the young artists out there, I like to tell them that the goddess of good luck favors men of action. This is a quote from the Richest Man of Babylon. And in other words, stay busy, keep busy, be a hungry artist, do what you have to do in any business you're doing, keep doing it. The second one is what I just said. All great work or no great work is done without great solitude. Spend time mastering your craft. Be the best at whatever you are doing. Just be a monster in it. It doesn't matter what you're doing. posting on Instagram, be the best at posting on Instagram. So that when you do it and you do it quickly, everybody's like, whoa, you're the best. And the last thing is to have fun, because all we have is time. So you should have fun doing whatever it is. If it's painful to do it and there's no reward, then you should change it, because you need to have fun doing it. And if you're not having fun, then you will not be able to do it for a long time. So have fun.
Right. Yes. All right. Thanks for sharing that with us. And one of the things we try to do with this podcast is to create community. We invite guests and listeners to, interact and get to know each other better. So is that something you're open to? People reaching out to you and just wanting to talk more about your business, or just to be even a mentor maybe? Is that something you're open to?
Just not after 7 p.m., of course. 7 p.m. is family time, okay? That's when I have probably my only meal of the day, which is like dinner. So, of course, reach out to me from 6 in the morning to 7 in the night. I'm available.
Yeah, that's important to have those boundaries. Family time is family time. Now,
Dinner
I
time
love
is
that.
important, yeah.
Yes, okay. And what are the best ways to reach out to you?
Instagram or WhatsApp. Well, if you can get me on Instagram, it will be at Sakey Productions with an S. Also at Sakey Art, SAKEYART. So these are the two places you can reach me the best. And if I like your vibe, I'll share my number.
All right, sounds good. All right, well, thank you so much for taking time out.
Thank you.
To be with us. We really appreciate it. And we look forward to having you on again.
Thank you. Anytime, Clarissa. Thank you.
All right. All the best. Thanks for listening to this episode of Begin, Build, Blossom, Your Business Journey, a CME Accounting LLC podcast. Please subscribe and be on the lookout for our next episode. If you'd like to share any feedback with us, please email us at podcast@cmeaccountingllc.com.